Good morrow and welcome to Vocal Warmups. We always say at morning meeting to do more on thine own. Well, what is more? So we're going to take the little taste that we get of morning meeting and expand into what we ought to be doing to warm up and prepare for our day.
A full vocal warm-up will better protect thy voice all weekend. So instead of just relying on our 2 minutes together, please consider spending some time taking care of thy voice while thou dost prepare for thy day.
We're going to start with some body stretches. Big stretch. Reach thine arms up and out. Really open up the chest and stretch the ribs. And then stretch forwards as well, reaching forward, minding personal space, of course. Feel free to engage the hips. Next, arms behind and pull those shoulders back. Really feel that chest cavity open up. Hopefully not with chest bursters. We will focus on stretching the ribs so we can breathe deeply. Stretch to the side. Feel the lower ribs stretching. If you wish, you can place thine hand gently upon thine head. And then the other side.
Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Breathe up to the breastbone. Fill the lungs from bottom to top, expanding the stomach. But don't go so far as raising your shoulders. Now after that next deep breath, blow out all the air. Pick a spot that you can point to, a spot, not a person, and blow all the air out without going over the top. There's no need to wheeze or fall over. In. And again. Next, we'll work on resonance. We'll try to hum and feel where that hum resonates. It usually starts in the mouth, but let's try to focus that resonance downwards by relaxing the throat. Feel it vibrating there, and then try to bring it even lower and have that hum resonate in the chest. It may even help to pat your chest to really get that hum to deepen all the way down into the chest instead of focusing up here in the mouth. One may notice that higher notes tend to want to move up, even up into the nose. So experiment a little. Feel where that resonance sits when you move your voice around. Now to help with our projection, we're going to start by stretching the throat. And the best throat stretch is a yawn, especially a sustained, stifled yawn. Open the mouth. Yawn and then try to really hold it there. Extend that yawn and stretch the throat.
Next, we are going to send a sound across the room. We're going to hold that sound with our arm, like it were a javelin, and then project it across the room. And like throwing any javelin, we do not aim it at the ground. We aim up and out to really keep that sound projecting. Ah, ah, like so. Practice more on thine own, and pick a noise that really speaks to thee. Next, we're going to warm up the tongue with a few stretches. Draw circles, tiny little circles on the inside of each cheek with the tip of thy tongue. Try to make perfect circles that will really work all those muscles. Do several of these on each side, and then reverse those circles and go backwards for a few rounds. Next, stick thy tongue out and try to touch thy nose, thy chin, to the left and to the right. Repeat. Really stretch those muscles. You should feel it right back here at the back of the throat where the tongue connects. You can also rest the tip of thy tongue behind thy bottom teeth and try to stick the rest of thy tongue out of thy mouth. This looks awkward. But again, it really stretches wonderfully right down here.
We're going to warm up our neck muscles. Be very gentle. The neck holds so much tension and we need to be kind. Start by looking down and then up and to the left, to the right. Do a couple of more of those. And then we're going to pet the dog. I'm going to look left. And I'm going to take my right hand and pet this invisible dog over here. We're not making any eye contact. And you can feel that stretch right here. And then the other side, look to the right and pet the other dog on the left.
Moving on, we are going to warm up the jaw. Once again, be kind to thyself. Massage the jaw with thy fingers, thy knuckles, or even the flat of thy palms. For those of us who must make morning preparations, it is possibly for the best to do this part before applying the makeup. Same thing with the cheeks. Really work all around, get everything loosened up. Even work thy lips with a bit of a massage. Massage around everything with using thine own hands. Really find that tension, feel it, and work it loose. While we're working on the lips, let us work on a few trills, both voiced and voiceless. With these trills, try to take a good deep breath and prolong the trill as long as is comfortable for thyself. I'm going to stop before I take flight.
Next, we'll do articulation drills. Each of the articulators has different sounds that really work them. So starting with the lips, since we're here, pa, 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 ba, 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 ma, ma. Next, the tip of the tongue. Ta, 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 ta. Da, 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 da. Na, 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 na. The mid-tongue. Ra, 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 ra. Cha, 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 cha. Ja, 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 ja. Sha, 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 sha. Ja, 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 ja. And finally, the back of the tongue. Ka, 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 ka. Ga, 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 ga. Nya, 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 nya. Sometimes one can use a pencil or even your finger or something called a bone prop. And try speaking with that pencil or the bone prop in between your teeth. What happens is it works the tongue and all those articulators, but your jaw is held slightly open and not moving. So all those articulators have to work even harder to make your speech intelligible. So once it's in place, one has to work much harder to be understood. And then once it's removed, all those articulators have been working hard, and now your speech is all that more clear.
Tongue twisters. Peggy Babcock, Peggy Babcock, Peggy Babcock, Peggy Babcock.
Unique New York, unique New York, unique New York, unique New York.
What a to-do to die today at a minute or two to two. A distinctly difficult thing to say and harder still to do. A dragon will come and beat on his drum, rat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-too. At a minute or two till two today, at a minute or two till two.
What a to-do to die today at a minute or two till two. A distinctly difficult thing to say and harder still to do. A dragon will come and beat on his drum, rat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-too. At a minute or two till two today, at a minute or two till two.
The big black bug bit the big black bear, and the big black bear bled blue-black blood. The big black bug bit the big black bear, and the big black bear bled blue-black blood.
Around the rough and rugged rock the ragged rascal ran. Around the rough and rugged rock the ragged rascal ran.
To sit in solemn silence in a dull, dark dock, in a pestilential prison with a lifelong lock, awaiting the sensation of a short, sharp shock from a cheap and chippy chopper on a big black block.
To sit in solemn silence in a dull, dark dock, in a pestilential prison with a lifelong lock, awaiting the sensation of a short, sharp shock from a cheap and chippy chopper on a big black block. I am not a pheasant plucker, I am the pheasant plucker's son, but I will sit here plucking pheasants until the pheasant plucker comes. I am not a pheasant plucker, I am the pheasant plucker's son, but I will sit here plucking pheasants until the pheasant plucker comes. All I want is a proper cup of coffee, made in a proper copper coffee pot. I may be off my dot, but I want a cup of coffee from a proper coffee pot. Tin coffee pots and iron coffee pots, They're no use to me. If I can't have a proper cup of coffee in a proper copper coffee pot, I'll have a cup of tea.
All I want is a proper cup of coffee made in a proper copper coffee pot. I may be off my dot, but I want a cup of coffee from a proper coffee pot. Tin coffee pots and iron coffee pots, they're no use to me. If I can't have a proper cup of coffee from a proper copper coffee pot, I'll have a cup of tea.
I'm definitely having the tea.
Yeah.
Amidst the mists and coldest frosts, with stoutest wrists and loudest boasts, he thrusts his fists against the posts, and still insists he sees the ghosts. Amidst the mists and coldest frosts, with stoutest wrists and loudest boasts, he thrusts his fists against the posts, and still insists he sees the ghosts.
Betty bought a bit of butter, but the butter Betty bought was bitter. So Betty bought a better butter, and it was better than the butter Betty bought before.
Betty bought a bit of butter, but the butter Betty bought was bitter. So Betty bought a better butter, and it was better than the butter Betty bought before.
Betty bought a bit of butter, but the butter Betty bought was bitter. So Betty bought a better butter, and it was better than the butter Betty bought before.